Hello, everybody, and it is the weekend, and this is Reggie with Stock Talk. Looking comfortable today. You know, day after Thanksgiving, day after Christmas, and just chilling. I was just thinking about looking at the news, and I was just thinking about BABA, Alibaba, and how low can it go? So I was checking out Bar Chart's website for unusual options activity, and a lot of people bought. It's got almost 40,000 in volume at the 215 puts, strike price puts. So even if you don't know techno analysis, sometimes you can just track the behavior of the market and people. And so right now, this was the Christmas Eve. On Christmas Eve, it went down to 222, and as you already know, Alibaba has hit a few stumbling blocks, not business wise, just regulatory wise with the Chinese government. And I think a large part of that is because the Chinese businesses has been getting a little bit bad press about how they report their numbers and books and question the credibility of Chinese companies. And so I think to save face, the Chinese government is cracking down on one of its biggest companies, which is Alibaba, which is kind of the Amazon of China. And they have they try to purchase a payment processor, and they have a lot of big things coming. But I guess to show some strength, they're showing the world that hey, we crack down on our companies, and we're going to crack down on the biggest one. So if we ride the waves of this, there's a lot of profits to be made because it's a very good company. It's the biggest, and after all this is done, Alibaba will persevere because their market needs Alibaba, and it's just like how now we're cracking down on our government's cracking down on tech companies, our FANG stocks, our Microsoft and our Googles and stuff. So that's what that's about. So anyway, here's our levels from a technical analysis point of view. Right now it's on a 222. I mean, to me, I think this is a $300 stock, and I actually bought up here because it dipped, and I was like, oh, you buy the dip, especially with the news. I said it'll rebound, but then we had even more negative regulatory news come out, so it made a super man just completely dip down here. So you got to be long if you do Alibaba. You got to buy through the dips. I'm not selling. I'm negative right now because I bought up here at this support level, and I'm going to buy more here. And this is a long play, right? So now if you have a small account, I don't recommend this. Um, if you buy small portions, right? So if you have a small account, don't let this be your whole account and you're waiting for it to come back up because you've been waiting for a while. And in the meantime, you're going to miss some good plays that are ready to go. This is not ready to go yet. It may dip more. According to the unusual option activity, everybody's buying the 215 calls, put, excuse me. And that could just be people protecting what they have now. So right here, the 215, let's zoom in. Alibaba. All right, so let's zoom in. We're here at 215. They're expecting to dip down here. So I'm assuming they're playing this 211, thinking this is going to be the low, and you buy the 215. So I'm assuming they're thinking where we're at now would be the bottom. But I drew these trend lines, and these are our next support line. So if it breaks below, say it had a false breakout lower than the 222, but if it breaks again, we're looking at 206, and if it breaks lower than that, we're looking at 191. And if it gets down there, I'm not even sure if I would buy there. I would wait to see if it breaks above 200 because that is a major deal if it breaks below the $200 mark because that's hard to bounce back. You got to be in full recovery mode to break a $200 mark, to break a whole dollar amount mark like that. So if it does break more, I'll buy more at 206, but it gets lower than that, I'm gonna slow down because it could get lower. So Alibaba is just a uh, wait and see approach. This is the dip that you want to buy, but do expect it to possibly go lower but at some point it's going to fill this huge gap. You see this gap we have here? It's going to fill this huge gap, and at some point it's going to come back up to 230, and after it breaks 230, it may just jump straight to 250, and that's the move we want to capture. So if you're buying shares, again, if you have a small account, I recommend options play, but a naked option, a straight basic option, one option, may be risky because you have to see what the option Greeks look like on Monday. But if your theta is high and your delta is low, I'd be careful, and it's by a debit spread. That way you're protected. So if you can buy, and I'm gonna look on Monday and check for another video. I would look at buying maybe 60 days out, a like a two maybe like a 225 or 220 something call, and then go all the way up to 252, sell a 252 call. And if it fills this gap, you'll get 100% of that gap. So let's just round up. Let's say you buy a 230 call, and then you buy a 250, you sell a 250 call. That's $2,000. That one contract is worth $2,000. But we have to look on Monday to see what the Greeks will look like, to see the cost, because that's $2,000. This may cost you $1,000 just to get that move. But you want to be so far out, you want to give it time to be correct. And in case it moves down, you're not affected on a debit spread. And then if it recovers within that 60-day period, which hopefully that should be enough time, then you'll get all of that. You'll get a $2,000 max gain, but we have to watch and see how much that will cost. So that's gonna be my play on BABA. Stay tuned to my channel so you can get updates on that. And in order to get updates, you have to like, subscribe, and push the notification bell so you can get updates on this play and many others. I trade strictly based off technical analysis in the news. And I'm a fan of debit spreads because when it comes to trading options, for me, that's the safest way to go. And if you combine debit spreads with technical analysis, it's a win-win scenario. So stay tuned to go over different aspects of my strategy. If you have any questions, feel free to put in the comment section. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And stay tuned to Stock Talk with Reggie Williams. We'll see you on the next video.